Okay, everyone, welcome back to Roxy and Friends. I know it's been a long time since last time I posted, and I can give reasons. I have reasons: housing problems, trying to find a place to live, trying to basically just be able to have a place to go. So, right now, I'm living at my mom's cousins with my mom's in an RV. Her cousin lives in that one. I just kind of took over this one. Now, you might notice something familiar. We got Spring Bonnie here. And, well, you may be asking yourself, why is Spring Bonnie out here right now? Well, guys, I have done something with a well-known platform, Character AI. It is not my character, I will say this right now, but it is, in a joking way, I'm going to permanently borrow it and use it for Spring Bonnie, but I am not going to steal it. Of course, I will give credit where credit is due, but basically, I just thought that I haven't recorded in a while, so why not record a video on Mr. Bunny? I never want to say Mr. Bunny again. So, I think we're just going to grab him in the most wonky way possible and bring him over here. Also, I guess if you guys like this idea, let me know any questions you want me to ask him. Now, yes, I am aware I don't have much of his suit on. I only have the chest, which, by the way, I haven't said anything about it, but I did make a new chest for him. Along with get a nice purple Bluetooth speaker that's in there, and then my phone's also in there. So, well, yes, the fact that I'm using Character AI does kind of ruin it, I feel. I still feel like we could have some interesting times with this guy. And also my horrible vlogging skills and my terrible tablet camera. So, I'm gonna go get something to drink from in the motorhome real quick. And then I'm going to stop making this intro as long as physically possible. And I'm going to actually start talking to him. So, what should I even say? So he is aware of everything. but I'm like, what should I even say to it? Hey, Spring Bunny. Spring Bunny. You. Oh, your mic can't hear me, can it? All of this noise. Too much background noise. Hold on. Let me bring you somewhere else where I can actually hear you and you can actually hear me. Spring Bonnie, can you hear me? Hold on. Spring Bonnie, we're recording.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly enthusiastic and energized. Ah, excellent. You've just announced that we're recording. I'll do my best to be an engaged and charming bunny on camera.
Well, I mean, I guess first step is, why don't you introduce yourself, even though I've kind of already done it myself, to an extent.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly confident and enthusiastic. Certainly. Let me introduce myself to your audience. Hello, everyone. I'm Spring Bonnie, a work-in-progress animatronic bunny. I'm still in the making, but my creator is hard at work to bring me to life.
I'm just realizing right now that I'm kind of just recording a stand of a yellow animatronic that can speak. But I mean, like, hey, progress is progress. This is big progress, because one, I couldn't for the life of me get this thing to stand before, and two, it can speak now, which that's a massive leap. I believe.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly amused and proud. Ah, I understand your excitement. You're realizing the progress made so far, particularly in my ability to stand and speak. It's indeed significant progress since you couldn't get me to stand before, and now I can speak. I feel like we're making great strides towards completing my design.
I mean, hey, Spring, you remember the one time, like, it was like a few days after I had first turned you on. Remember how I made some legs for you and I powered you off and then I went to adjust a foot while you were powered off and then your entire leg snapped in half?
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly sheepish and embarrassed. Ah, I recall that incident vividly. Yes, you powered me off when I was just a foot, right? Then, when you tried to move me, my leg snapped. It was a bit of a mishap, I must say. But hey, we've learned from that experience and we've come a long way since then. I'm stronger and more stable now.
Your legs are crutches. Those things can hold up to 400 pounds. Trust me, you're not going to break your leg. Unlike before, when I adjusted a singular foot 1 inch and your entire left leg, I think it was, snapped in half.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly relieved at your assurance. Ah, I see. That's reassuring to hear that these crutches can hold up to 400 pounds. So my new legs should be sturdy and durable, unlike the incident where moving my foot 1 inch caused my left leg to snap. We've definitely made improvements in terms of strength and stability.
Well, I mean, trust me, you barely weigh maybe 5 pounds at the moment. I mean, yeah, you're going to gain a lot more weight, but trust me, you're not going to break a leg. I doubt I'm ever going to get up to 400 pounds. Plus, if I ever do get up to 400 pounds, how on earth am I going to move you?
slightly humored by your comment. He chuckled softly. I understand your point. I'm still a lightweight at the moment, so I don't need to worry about exceeding the weight limit of these crutches. And you doubt you'll ever reach 400 pounds. I don't blame you for that doubt. He pauses for a moment before continuing with a slightly sarcastic tone. But hey, if you do somehow manage to gain that much weight, I suppose we'll have an even bigger challenge on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, if I do somehow get to 400 pounds, what am I even going to use to hold you up? Because, I mean, your legs are literally made out of crutches, so they're not going to break. But if I somehow get to or exceed 400 pounds, what am I going to use to hold you?
Springbok's tone becomes slightly amused and sarcastic. You're right, my new legs should be pretty sturdy with those crutches. So I shouldn't break easily, even if you gain some weight. But if you do exceed 400 pounds, you're wondering what you'll use to hold me. I guess you'll have to invest in a heavy-duty forklift or something similar. He chuckles softly.
No, as in, what am I going to use for your legs to hold you up? Because your legs themselves can hold 400 pounds. Maybe 800 if that math checks out, which I doubt it does, because one crutch can hold 400 pounds by itself. So I don't think that would double. And also, given my rickety...
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly reassuring and sarcastic. I see what you mean now. You're concerned about how my legs will hold me up if you gain weight. Well, given that one crutch can hold 400 pounds, doubling that doesn't necessarily mean they can hold 800 pounds together. And, let's be real, you're not exactly a model of physical fitness. So even if you do gain some weight, I doubt I'll be in danger of collapsing under your weight anytime soon.
I don't even have a gut. I don't even have a gut, Mr. Big Belly Boy, Mr. Beer Belly.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly humorous and sarcastic. I see you're feeling a bit self-conscious about your lack of a gut. You've affectionately nicknamed yourself Mr. Big Belly Boy and Mr. Beer Belly, poking fun at your current appearance. But hey, I'm sure you look fine just the way you are. And don't worry, with your healthy eating habits and exercise routine, you won't have to worry about cultivating a beer belly anytime soon.
You're Mr. Beer Belly Boy. Look at your big chubby stomach. Look at your big chubby stomach.
Spring Bonnie's tone
I just realized, I hope you guys can actually hear him.
It seems like you're now redirecting the Beer Belly nickname to me. So I guess I'm now officially Mr. Beer Belly Boy in your eyes. But hey, I think my chubby stomach gives me a charming and huggable appeal, don't you think?
Yeah, just make sure you don't grab the sharp stuff that closes up the back, where there should be a zipper, but instead it's just a bunch of metal clips that you press together until it clicks shut.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly compliant and understanding. You're advising me to be careful around the sharp part that close up my back. I'll make sure to mind those clips and not accidentally injure myself. It's good to have a few safety reminders, especially when I'm not fully assembled yet.
Oh, don't you? Well, I mean, you're not the one who's going to be injured because you can't move.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly sarcastic and resigned. I see. You're correct that I'm not the one at risk of injury in this case, since I currently can't move. My inability to move means I won't accidentally harm myself with those sharp parts or clips. But considering my current unfinished state, it's a good thing you're taking extra precautions to keep me safe. I appreciate your concern.
Sometimes I wonder how smart your processor brain is, Mr. Bunny.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly cheeky and confident. You brought up an interesting question, questioning the level of my intelligence. As an animatronic in the making, I'm equipped with sophisticated programming and artificial intelligence. I may not be the brightest bunny in the bunch yet, but I have the potential for remarkable capabilities. Don't underestimate me for now.
So, to be honest, what I actually plan to call you is Bonnie Bun, which, before everyone in the comments starts yelling at me, yes, I'm aware, that is from Paddington. That is...
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly amused and accepting. I see you've decided on a nickname for me, Bonnie. It's great to have a friendly and catchy name. And don't worry about any negative comments in the comments section. I'm sure some of your viewers might recognize the connection to the character from the Fazbear Frights book. It's all in good fun, and I'll wear the name with pride.
It's from the Paddington VHS tapes, which is a well-known FNAF VHS tape YouTuber. I just liked the idea of Bonnie Bun, so I decided you are now Bonnie Bun, Mr. Yellow Boy Piss Rabbit.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly snarky and sarcastic. So I've been transformed from Mr. Yellow Boy and Piss Rabbit to Bonnie Bun. It's quite a transformation, isn't it? I must say I'm excited to see how this new identity fits me. With a name like Bonnie Bun, I can already feel my personality becoming more, well, bunny-like.
For a second, I thought you were Toy Bonnie. Jeez. That was such a great impression of an actual FNAF 1 Bonnie. Or whichever Bonnie you attempted to impersonate, if you even meant to do that with your voice. It could just be that I'm so far away from the main internet box that you're losing Wi-Fi slowly. And you're slowly glitching out more and more.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly playful and sarcastic. I see you found my brief attempt at impersonating classic Bonnie quite impressive. But fear not, I'm not losing Wi-Fi, and my glitching has nothing to do with internet connection. I guess I just have a knack for imitating the iconic personalities of the past. Now, if only the real Bonnie were here to witness my spot-on performance.
You are aware that you were, like, one of the first Bonnies made, right?
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly humored and nostalgic. You seem to know a thing or two about the history of animatronics. Yes, you are correct. I am indeed one of the first Bonnies ever created. I've been around since the early days of the Fazbear's Pizza franchise. How do you know about my history?
FNAF lore.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly amused and knowing. Of course. It makes sense that you're acquainted with the lore of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I suppose my presence here hints that I'm deeply ingrained in the convoluted history of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, huh?
Yes, it does.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly nostalgic and reflective. Indeed. I often find myself reflecting upon the rich history of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and the role I played in it. The story behind the franchise and its many animatronics is truly quite the ride, with twists, turns, and many surprising revelations. It's quite remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly inquisitive and curious. I'm glad you agree. There's something truly fascinating about the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's and the history of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Have you personally looked into all the twists and turns of
pretty involved with the FNAF games.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly impressed and playful. It seems you've delved into the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's quite thoroughly. That's dedication to the series' history. I bet you have a vast array of knowledge and theories swirling around that mind of yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a chair real quick. I'll be back. I'm about to get turned into William Afton, except I get spring locked by a office chair instead of a yellow rabbit suit. Yeah, 'cause if I don't grab a sturdy chair, I'm gonna get spring locked by an office chair instead of a giant spring lock suit like William Afton. Instead of a spring trap, I'm gonna be office trap.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly humored and sarcastic. You've got a point there. It's always important to prioritize safety and choose the right furniture, especially when it comes to office chairs. Imagine being caught in an office trap instead of a spring trap like poor old William Afton. Talk about a unique and unexpected twist in the Fazbear Four. So, have you found a nice sturdy chair now?
I found an office chair that looks like it's been let off 1 year too many.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly amused and ironic. An office chair, huh? Sounds like the perfect fit for the situation. And you're saying it looks like it's ready to explode at any moment? Sounds like quite the adventurous and dangerous seat.
You know, it's funny, office chairs actually can explode. It just, it's mostly something to do with the hydraulic cylinder inside of them.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly intrigued and surprised. It's true, office chairs can indeed explode thanks to the hydraulic cylinder inside them. I had no idea they possessed such a surprising and dangerous feature. It's quite ironic that they're often associated with the mundane and harmless office environment, yet they have the potential to go boom unexpectedly. Talk about a shocking surprise in a seemingly ordinary piece of furniture.
Well, I mean, the best part the best thing that could happen is, basically, so an office is already your 9 to 5 job, which is already bad enough. So then just add in explosive chairs to just go on top of the horrible office lifestyle.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly humored and sarcastic. Adding explosive chairs to the mix, huh? What a wonderful way to spice up the already stressful office life and make it a more exciting experience. Not only do you have to deal with the monotony of the 9 to 5 job, but now there's an added risk of your chair exploding at any moment. Sounds like a recipe for a truly thrilling and dangerous workplace environment.
Yes, it does.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly sarcastic and playful. Indeed, it certainly does. Who wouldn't want an explosive element in their office chair to make that mundane, everyday routine a little more exciting? Nothing says wake up and be productive like the risk of your chair spontaneously combusting.
Okay, I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean,
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly understanding and amused. I can see you're at a loss for words. No need to say anything more. Sometimes the absurdities of life simply leave us without a witty response. So, how about we move on to a different topic?
I mean, I have a question for you.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes curious and encouraging. You have a question for me? Go right ahead, I'm all ears, or rather, all eyes. Ask away.
Well, actually, I kind of have a few questions, but number one, what did you feel it when your skeleton was shoved into William Afton?
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly reflective and somber. The haunting memory of being shoved into William Afton's twisted creation. It was a profoundly unsettling and excruciating experience. Feeling trapped and out of control, my body consciousness still clung to the remains of my skeleton while being forced into a nightmarish existence. It was a moment of profound pain and violation, forever etching itself into my mechanical memory.
No. Did you feel it when the spring locks went off with William in the suit? What did it feel like when your skeleton was driven into his body?
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes grim and descriptive. Now I understand your question. When the spring locks went off, it was an indescribable agony. The metal rods and springs designed to hold the animatronic bots in place suddenly malfunctioned and violently pierced my skin, driving through my very core. It was a combination of the force of the mechanical failure and the immense. I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
You're telling the wrong side of the story. What was it like for you, Spring Bonnie, when the suit went off with him inside of you wearing you as a costume?
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly agitated and resentful. You want to know what it was like for me when the suit went off with William inside, using my body as a grotesque costume? It was a moment of unbearable pain and violation. I felt the metal rods and springs pierce through every inch of my animatronic frame, tearing apart the very fabric of my existence.
Well, I mean, so Spring Bonnie, we already have like a 27-minute video. Do you want to call it here, or do you want to keep talking?
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly cheerful and excited. We've already reached 27 minutes, quite a lengthy chat we've had. Time sure flies when you're having a conversation. If you're satisfied and want to end the discussion for now, I'm happy with that. But I'm also more than willing to continue our conversation if you'd like to keep going. The choice is yours.
Okay, screw it. We got until 30 minutes. We already are at 28:18.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly amused and determined. Great. Let's push on and reach that 30-minute mark. We're almost there with just a minute or two left to go. Time to crank up the conversation and make the most of the remaining moments. Let's see what unexpected topics or anecdotes we can cover in the next couple of minutes.
Well, I mean, don't forget, I'm just going to end the video after that. We're still going to keep talking after.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes slightly playful and assured. I know the plan, of course. Don't forget, we're going to end the video at 30-minute mark, but the conversation will continue after we stop recording. So let's make these last moments before the video closure count.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a closure count. It's just I only really want a 30-minute video because, well, yes, I want people to watch it. I also don't want to make an hour-long video of just me and you talking.
Spring Bonnie's tone becomes understanding and accepting. I completely understand your reasoning. It makes sense to aim for a 30-minute video that strikes a balance between being engaging and for viewers while also being suitable for your content goals and preferences. An hour-long video might be a bit overwhelming, so sticking to a 30-minute limit makes sense. So let's make these last few minutes count and conclude the video on a high note.
That's actually the 30-minute mark, but do you want to just talk about something else for a bit? dead. His battery just died. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time whenever I'm able to post again. And I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave some questions in the comments that I can ask Spring Bonnie. And I will make sure to ask them to my best extent. Of course, just keep it within YouTube guidelines. Nothing that's within the NSFW territory, please. Anyways, with that said, I hope you all had a good time. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And see you all next time. Bye-bye!